Please welcome WKRC Sports Director Brad Johansson.
Good evening. In the 23 years that I was privileged enough to work in the newsroom with him, I took calls for Howard Ames, Howard Ain, Howard Ain, that Howard guy that does that trouble stuff. When I would reply with, "Are you looking for Howard Ain?" the response would usually be, "Yeah, that's what I said, Howard." In Cincinnati news, there's just one Howard. For nearly 40 years, Howard Ain has been synonymous with consumer troubleshooting throughout the tri-state. Plenty of stations today have reporters that they label as consumer advocates, but that's far from the full measure of Howard or his work. First and foremost, Howard Ain is an old-school investigative journalist, the kind of reporter who worked his sources, did his research, long before Google search was the equivalent of homework. Howard has always been first and foremost a reporter, one that insisted on advocating for our viewers and delivering stories with accuracy and sensitivity. Howard wanted people to be treated fairly, and you didn't want to be on his target list. If you weren't operating above board, the last thing you wanted to hear was, "Howard Ain wants to talk to you."
A good reporter, I think, needs to have empathy for people and understanding of their problems. Be interested, and I think that's the big thing. If you're a journalist, you have to say, "Okay, that's interesting. I want to know more," and that's the idea behind investigating to see what's going on and see how you can present it so it's understandable to the general public. Credibility is really huge. You have to get it right. You have to know that what you're saying on the air is 100% true. People have to be able to know that when they turn on and watch the troubleshooter that they're getting the truth. And so when somebody says, "Oh, that's not true," okay, well, tell me what the truth is. You still have to go ahead and do your due diligence to make sure that everything is accurate so that you don't lose your credibility. I got a letter the other day. Somebody said, "Hey, I took your advice. Here's what happened. Isn't that great?" And I said, "Let's put this in the public file." It's a nice letter. And that's really gratifying. It's one thing to put a story on the air, but it's another thing to actually help the person. And I see myself as doing more than putting the story on the air. I see myself as helping people. And that's the big difference. I'm not just reporting, I'm helping.
Please welcome Silver Circle Honoree Howard Ain.
I'd like to thank NATA and also thank Jennifer Buchheit, Rob Braun, and Selena Reeder for recommending me for this honor. And of course, WKRC TV for having me for the past 38 years. Thank you. I've worked in 5 different television stations since 1969, the longest being at Local 12 in Cincinnati. And I've covered a variety of stories ranging from the tragic Beverly Hills Supper Club fire in 1977 to uncovering child abuse at a children's home in which several workers there were convicted and went to prison, to revealing construction problems at a nuclear power plant, leading the owners of that power plant to abandon the use of nuclear power there. But it's been my job as a troubleshooter that has allowed me to help viewers solve everyday problems with such things as washing machine problems, driveways, and cars. And I'm told it's my work in that role that has made me kind of a household name in Cincinnati, and I have the fine people at Local 12 News to thank for that. I'd like to thank my lovely wife, Susan, my family, my sons, Jason and Andrew, are here, my 9-month pregnant Emily is here too, Andrew's wife, and of course I'd like to thank all of you for this honor. I really appreciate it. Thank you.